This game wrap is brought to you by Ideal Vision, one-of-a-kind eye care for one-of-a-kind eyes, and by...
Hi everyone, Mr. Bowtie here. Thank you so much for checking out my content and my channel. Now make sure you bang home that red subscribe button on YouTube so that way you can stay up to date on the latest content from around the area that you won't find anywhere else. And follow me on Twitter at Mr. Bowtie 1982. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. Brennan and Stevens over at Ferris Stadium is for first place in District 29 6A, matching the only two undefeated teams left in the district. Brennan comes in 3-0 overall, 2-0 in district play, although they are coming off a non-district win over Reagan. They forced 4 Rattler turnovers last week, scored touchdowns off of 2 of them, and they ended a long winning streak for Reagan when they committed at least 3 turnovers in a game. As for Stevens, their 3-0 start, 3-0 in district, is the best in school history, and it's the best team they've had in 10 years, going back to 2010 when they went to the state semifinals, although that team actually started 1-3, but they were so good they had a young fella on the sub-varsity named Marcus Davenport. Which team would move to 4-0 overall and remain the only undefeated team in district play? Let's take you over to Ferris and check out all the action brought to you by Ideal Vision.
Davenport's 84 at Stevens, now worn by junior tight end Carlos Bernal. The Brennan defense has been near the top of the area so far this decade. Number 1, Caleb McGarity had a big game last week, and he factored in once again this week. It was also a good night if you were a DuBose. More on that in just a moment. The game was vital for zone play should NISD shorten the season from round robin to zones. The winner would win the zone, clinch a playoff spot, and face O'Connor in the district title game should the season not finish. The game at times was barren of offense. Brennan quarterback Ashton DuBose and his twin brother Aaron played pitch and catch together as kids and versus the Falcons. 24-yard hookup here led to a field goal in the first points of the night. Fast forward, under 4 minutes remained in the opening half, still no touchdowns on the board. Now it's Ashton DuBose doing his best Kyler Murray impression. Ran nearly up the middle on a 26-yard run just outside the Stevens green zone. A helmet-to-helmet hit by Stevens on DuBose on the next play set the Bears up 1st and goal. A few plays after that, Ashton took out his anger on the Falcons, not with a punch or a shove, but instead he ran over the D on the game's first touchdown, 10-0 on the next to last play of the first half. Brennan coach Stephen Bazor happy with the first half, but he wanted more cowbell. I mean, more points.
We were up, 10-0 at halftime, and I told the kids, the win's a huge factor in the game right now. We got to overcome everything, focus in, and hopefully, try to extend the lead, keep playing great defense, try to pick it up and get some scores.
And maybe some cowbell. Second half, Stevens quarterback KK Brashears had only limited success moving the football forward for Stevens. Near midfield, screen pass to Dominic Cardenas, but McGarity said no first down to you. Had a big game against Reagan last week and wasn't done making plays in this match. Later in the period, Ashton DuBose, tired of short drives, threw it up for Avron Carter. He got past the secondary on a 68-yard catch and run for the score. The back judge almost tackled him, but stayed out of the way. That play alone was more than half of what Stevens' offense totaled as a team, 17-0 after 3. It wasn't that Stevens couldn't move the ball at all, but every time they got to or over midfield, Brennan's defense bore down to stop drives. Brashear's screen pass to complete to Ethan Gonzalez, McGarity made another big play, grabbed the receiver and said, "Give me that damn ball," ripped it out and took it away for the game's only turnover. He stepped out of bounds, but did reestablish himself in bounds and was the first to touch the ball before making the recovery. He also wasn't the first to touch the ball on the first offensive play after the turnover. The center was first, then DuBose, then he tossed it to McGarity, who made a nice catch for the first down. Next play, McGarity wasn't in, but Aaron DuBose was. Got past the defense again, and his twin floated it to him, Henry Rowan Gardner style, on the game-clinching touchdown pass. Ashton only completed 6 passes, but they were for 157 yards, and 2 went for touchdowns, 1 to Aaron.
We worked on that all practice, and then, I just did my job when my coach told me to do it, and I scored.
Brennan Bear dancing like a happy bear. Ashton DuBose single-handedly outgained Stevens entirely 203 to 117. The defense has only allowed 4 touchdowns so far, none to Stevens in a 24-0 shutout win, and moved into solo first place in 29 6A and won their potential zone.
Thank you to my coaches, the players that, you know, we all come as a team each week, and we just grind hard each week to get better.
Short week of practice this week, so I mean, you know, we had to execute fast in practice, you know, go through all the plays, everything. You know, we just want to come out and dominate and get the W, and that's what we did. They changed up a little plays there and then, you know, they came out with something like, you know, some tricky stuff, but I mean, we executed right, we went in there, dominated. That's all we needed to do.
Should the season be shortened and zones used instead of round robin, Brennan would play O'Connor for the district title. They played in the final district title game in 2017, in which OC won in extra possessions. They would also clinch a playoff spot. Stevens would end up playing Harlan or Taft in a play-in game. Reporting from San Antonio, I am Greg Sherman.